Good, that's good. All right. So it's already on, and I'm going to basically layer it in, and it's going to mean the same thing as this leash. And we're starting on the lowest level that he can feel. That also, it's kind of like the leash. If I do this, he can feel that. He just looked at me, but it doesn't actually induce him to move. But this does. Good job. We're going to do the same thing with the e-collar level. Just because he can feel a whisper, it doesn't mean that it's clear. So we want to have clarity. So what I'm going to do is layer it in. I'm just going to demonstrate with the leash what the e-collar is going to mean. Here, and it goes away, sit, and it goes away, plots. Good boy, good boy. Making it nice and easy. Place. Good boy. So notice it's a little tiny pop with each one of my commands. Plots. Good boy. So it's adding a tactile element to my verbal command. Dogs are very tactile animals. They're born deaf and blind. Their eyes open before their ears open. By that time, they've already been ambulatory. So when they're born, they have two modes of communication. One is one way, which is their nose and their olfactory organs. And the only two-way communication that they're born with is touch. Here. Sit. Plats. Foos. Tick, 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 foos. Fix it. Foos. Foos. There you go. Swing that booty. Can you make it even better? Foos. Good boy. Place. Plats. So little pops. Now those little pops would not induce him to do something if he was really wanting to do something else. But the idea is that we're introducing the communication pressure in a scenario when he wants to listen anyway, so that when we need to correct him in the future, we can, and he still takes it as communication, just mom was yelling to get my attention, not that is the first time that mom has ever yelled at me and she probably hates me and I'm probably just the worst dog ever. So when we don't introduce pressure as communication into our regular fun training games, and then we come out of nowhere and put the e-collar on and push buttons on a high level to correct the dog or stop the dog, we get one of two reactions. We either get a dog who crumbles, freezes, or flees, or we get a dog who fights. Those are two camps. And we don't want either of those, because I guess I know which side of the camp he would be in. And if we accidentally activate Paik when he is already in drive and already having like some territorial thoughts, or aggressive thoughts, or defensive thoughts, then we're only going to add fuel to the fire. So what we want to be able to do is actually stop him and redirect him back to an obedience behavior when he starts to have those thoughts, not add a cattle prod to the thoughts and make him go faster. Right? Plats. Plats. Good. So he feels it and he's like, this is different. So all I'm going to do is the pressure I was using on the leash, I'm going to still use it, but maybe half as much, and I'm going to supplement with the e-collar. This is a hands-free unit, so the remote's in my pocket. I have it on level 4. I cannot feel a level 4. Some people can. I'm a 5 and up kind of person. Even a 5 for me though, if you did it while I was at a U2 concert in Las Vegas, it would not even register. So that's where we kind of get into like how to use pressure depending on the environment or what's going on in his head. Here, sit, plats, foos. So that whole thing, as I pulled him into foos and as I released, was paired with tap, 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 tap on the e-collar, foos. And there I just helped with the leash at first, let it go, but this kept going. So I can start to layer in that this e-collar is just another weird leash. And it really is. It's a leash made out of radio waves. Place. Sit. Foos. Plats. Plats. Seats. Place. Plats. Good. By him not knowing what I'm going to say next, so at first I followed the exact same pattern, but then I changed the pattern and I'm not letting him be able to follow it. That actually adds a little bit of dopamine. It's like playing Simon Says. Why is that so fun? Because we're trying not to get ahead of it, because a good Simon in Simon Says creates a pattern and breaks it, and that's how he gets you, right? Place, sit, plats. Good. So now I'm not going to use the leash. I'm going to use the leash as little as possible, and only if I need to back up the e-collar to help him out. Here. Good boy. Good boy. And the big picture, the end goal, is that we create a dog who really wants to hear us whisper so we can use as low pressure as we can. No. We create a dog that's like, I want to hear you whisper. Not a dog that requires us to yell all the time. So if we're really good about how we do this, so watch, I'm doing pop, 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 tack, 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 no popping on the leash, tack, tack. Good boy. So I'm trying to interchange it so he starts to see, oh, it's the same. It feels different, but it's the same. A common mistake with e-collar training, plots, place, plots, tack, 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 tack. Plots, tack, 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 tack. So then I did simultaneous. He was more focused on this. So again, that level 4, it's great for introduction. I know he can feel it, but it's not enough to actually cut through any amount of noise. And all he's looking at is a piece of food and there's nothing else going on, right? So it's good for introduction. We'll turn it up. No. When we go outside, my plan is to go outside and continue this outside and do the same thing where there's more distractions and have it on a level where he's like, oh, I need to do it.
You're doing the repeated ones when he...
I don't like to hold it down.
Yeah.
So if I hold down the pressure, it can really, depending on the dog, I know this breed and I know these dogs, but if I hold down the button, it's kind of like driving through sand. It slows down things, and it can feel like a wet blanket, and a dog like this will sometimes even get a little resentful because I started to go and it never gave me a break, and it's unfair. Other dogs, it's really good to do that. Pit bulls, oh my gosh, most pit bulls that I work with, steady pressure is a good thing because it slows them down enough to be able to think. One of my Malinois, steady pressure is great. The other one, no. He'll get mad.
It's once you're not doing it. You're doing it
until he starts to go.
Does the
I don't do it until he finishes. I might do that at some point in the future to be like, move your butt, you didn't get there yet. Yeah. So if he starts to go and then slows down when he feels the e-collar stop, that tells me that I need to do it till you finish because now you're getting lazy. Okay. But right now, if you start to listen, if I say it and there's pressure either from the leash or the e-collar, as soon as you start to do it, I'm going to let go. If you then interrupt yourself, I'm going to start it again. So think of like the ding, ding, ding in your car telling you to put your seatbelt on. But imagine if you pretended to put your seatbelt on and then put it back. So if you grabbed your seatbelt, it shut up and stops dinging at you. But then if you put it back, it dinged at you again. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. And it's just beginner level stuff where I am a little bit like playing a hot and cold game with him with the e-collar and with the leash to let him know when he's on the right track and when he's not. I have to graduate from that eventually because otherwise I'll have to just basically micromanage him and steer him. Yeah, this is using the leash and the e-collar this way means that I always have to basically be the bumpers on the bowling alley ring or bowling alley for the little kids. And I'd like my dog to just go without bumpers and I'll just remind him when he messed up, right? And like, fix yourself. And he'll be like, okay. Good job. Okay, what are we doing? Let's turn it up 1. Turn it up 1. That's a 5. Good. So that second foos was with the tap.
Okay.
And these are defensive dogs. These are in what I call endorphin dogs. Foos. 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 That look is that I thought I kind of did enough. That was a little bit of his. That was really not good for the camera. But that little look he just gave me was exactly what German Shepherds do when they're like, I did it enough. It was good enough. That was good enough. That was him kind of feeling like that was unfair. Good friend, good job. That was him feeling like that was unfair. Backward sneezy. Come here. You backward sneezy? When they get excited, that'll happen sometimes because he's holding it together, but I'm not giving him a lot of the outlet for the excitement. Good. Here. Here. Sit. So endorphin dogs, foos. That was gorgeous. So that time he did it perfect the first time. I don't know if I'm in the camera. Let's see. Right here. I have it spread to wide angle. Maybe. Maybe it's like kind of here. Foos. 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 There. That time he didn't feel like it was unfair because now he's like, oh, I see. So endorphin dogs enjoy, there's a big difference between endorphin dogs and dopamine dogs. He's an endorphin dog, high defense. A lot of these working line German Shepherds are endorphin dogs. My Malinois are much more dopamine dogs. The main difference is they both have both of those in their brains, but they're more motivated by a little bit of a kick in the pants. They're more motivated by stressors. They're more motivated by enduring things and holding steady than a Malinois or a Border Collie who's very motivated by chasing the rabbit, right? Hey, foos, 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 good, foos. Good job. This is why we have to go outside and go to more space. I mean, place, lots, no, lots. Thank you, good job. And I'm also holding him accountable for kind of things that don't seem important, because I'm letting, that's a very gentle way of letting him know that the little things to me are important. So if I can teach him to mind his millimeters and things that don't matter, he won't take miles when he does, right? So that's all psychological. There's a lot of these things that I do when I'm training dogs that are designed to make sure that I can use as little pressure as possible when the cards are down, right? I'm conditioning the way he's thinking rather than correcting the decisions he makes in a moment. Thoughts, thoughts, thoughts. Good. Seats, seats. Good. That one's a little hard. I bet they didn't do that in Germany. Foos. Here. Foos. Foos. Beautiful. Foos. Good job, buddy. Good job. So doing it this way in a tiny little area. Easy. Silver. Be nice. There. Good job. Bringing it down here makes it less prey too. Making it easier is like I am giving it to you, I swear. Good. Good doggy. Good. So knowing that he gets activated, knowing that he's an endorphin dog means that if I use higher pressure, but not too high, I might get a little more effort out of him because he kind of goes, ooh, ooh, right? Malinois, you get more effort if the rabbit runs a little faster, or they're able to catch up a little bit more and then it runs away. Metaphorical rabbit, these guys tend to enjoy a little bit of that, like a little whip on their flank, little spiky, little scratch, a little wake me up. All right? You wanna go outside? We do this outside? Let's do a really quick set. Here, heel, foos, sit, place, flats. You can move faster than that. So I'm just experimenting now. Here, sit. Here, foos. Tack, tack. Yeah, you gotta try a little harder. Sit. Flats. Flats. Sit. Flats. Oh, you thought you knew. Thought you didn't say. Flats. Flats. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Here. Foos. Sit. Flats. Flats. Foos. Sit. Flats. Tack, 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 tack. You didn't listen. Flats. 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 Nice boy. There you go. That's a little bit of a new concept. I don't think it's a new concept for him, but it's one that he hasn't had to work for in a while, is that I'm not just looking for what I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Like indirect rewards, right? So what is supposed to happen if your food is over here? That's right.
I do that.
Yeah, you can play with this all you want. You can spend some time going like this. You're gonna go foos, foos, and the instant those eyes go, annoy him. Nope. Tick, tick, tick. Tick, 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 tick. Tick, 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 tick. There you go. So you can start to try to get forward motion where it's like, don't look at the thing. The thing is on you when it's coming to you. Go foos. Tick, 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 tick. Good. Pull, pull.
Well, those are all things that I can practice with him too, to add
Oh. Great, there you go. Yeah, that is fair. You're correct. So in my job, because I know he's very big on fairness, my Malinois aren't so much. It's not like it has to be fair. These guys and working line Rottweilers are like brothers from another mother, and everything with they're German, so that's probably why. It has to be fair. So I clicked on accident. I clicked at the wrong moment. I wanted this, but the instant his eyes turned, I clicked. And I was like, I don't want to feed you. With my Malinois, I could have gotten away with that. With him, he was like, wanna go outside? Let's go run around. Let's go run around. And we can do this a little faster, a little more fun, and a little bit less concentration. So this was all very like small movements, a little more precise, much more about focusing and concentration. We're gonna go outside and do bigger, messier movements, a little bit faster, and it's still about the e-collar. I know, you're super cute.